Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Todd Shultz from the Intermountain Acoustic Music Association. Thank you for joining us tonight for the April edition of the Local Concert Series. And again, much appreciation to all of you who have been following us during the pandemic. So supporting live music, and the artists definitely appreciate it. And thanks for keeping the music alive. A couple of thanks before we get going tonight. I want to thank ZAP, the Zoo Arts and Parks Council here in Salt Lake County, for providing grant money to help keep these programs going. So all of you are in Salt Lake County, thank you for buying stuff. Part of your tax money goes to, of course, a lot of cultural events that ZAP promotes. Thanks to Danny Malin, our illustrious sound engineer. Yay, Danny. And his helper tonight, Matt Seabury. Thank you, Matt, for coming out. These guys get out here like at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon to set all this up. It's a lot of work, so thank those guys. And many thanks to all the IAMA members out there who have kind of hung with us during the last year, during these weird, difficult times when you can't come out and see a live show. So we appreciate you sticking with us. Normally we would have 150, 200 people in attendance for these shows, and of course we're still limited because of the pandemic on a crowd. So if you've noticed there at the bottom of the screen, we have a Venmo address. So if you like what you hear, please support the artists. All the money there goes to the individual artists, and so that's helps keep them going. So we're hoping that for May that we'll be able to have a small audience back here at the church at the South Valley Unitarian Church for the May show, and then we'll definitely have a crowd or an audience for the June and July show. So keep your eyes out on Facebook. We'll probably pre-sell tickets to that, so we'll announce something here in the next week or two. That's exciting. So anyway, I will quit babbling. We have a great show tonight. We have the amazing singer-songwriter, award-winning singer-songwriter, Katie Ainge, going to start things off tonight. And then to finish the evening, we have Winterwood, one of Salt Lake's very favorite kind of folk bands. So it's to be a great night of music. So anyway, without any further ado, let's have a big round of applause for Katie Ainge.
So much. It sure is a pleasure to be here. It's been a while since I played any live music, so I'm really excited to be here tonight, and I'm going to start us out with a song about a fresh start, which is kind of what this is for me tonight, for playing live and sharing my songs. So the song's called Run to the Water. As well as I do, this heavy weight has laid you low. You know as well as I do, you can feel it in your bones. So come lay your burdens down, you have more than your share. Come lay your burdens down, you have more than you can bear. And run to the water, bring all your sins. Your body's aching to be clean again. Go tell your ma and pa, tell your brothers and sisters too. Go on and tell your neighbors there's a place for you. And we have everything that you will need, so bring nothing but an a song to sing, and run to the water. Bring all your sins. Your body's aching to be clean again. Well, the time has come before the sun sets. Listen to the call. Quicken your footsteps, getting your toes wet. Come and join us all. Well, the time has come before the sun sets. Listen to the call. Quicken your footsteps, getting your toes wet. Come and join us all, and run to the water. Bring all your sins. Your body's aching to be clean again. Leave all your pain beneath the waves. One deep breath in and be born today. Well, the time has come before the sun sets. Listen to the call. Quicken your footsteps, getting your toes wet. Come and join us all, and run to the water. Thank you guys very much. It's kind of a different setup here tonight, so thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting IAMA. It's really great to be here. So this next song, I wrote this song about the Odyssey, which is an ancient Greek epic poem. I thought it was interesting that a lot of the epic poems used to be set to music. So I felt like I wanted to reiterate that. So the story is basically about a man who wants to get home to his wife. So this song is called Hold On, Honey. Something's calling me back to my home where wars are raging. I feel trouble in my bones. I'd sail across the sea to reach the one that I love. Those sirens call me. My ship sails through the rough. So hold on, honey. It may take long, but I'm coming. And I know I can make it be through anything that tries to stop me. Face to face with fear, eye to eye with the beast. It's your voice that I hear. It says, come on home to me. And these storms roll through, enough to take me away. But I'm going to carry on my way. So hold on, honey. It may take long, but I'm coming. And I know I can make it be through anything that tries to stop me. I don't know if I can conquer, but I find it inside to face these monsters and make it out alive. Lightning strikes me down, but nothing can end me. Through all this I found I'm my own worst enemy. So hold on, honey, it may take long, but I'm coming, and I know I can make it be through anything that tries to stop me. So try and stop me. Thank you guys very much. So I've been in the studio recording a little bit lately. This song is going to be my single that I release. It's called Still Alive. It's basically about the concept of if you wake up in the morning, you still got opportunities, you still got chances to change, you still got good things coming your way. So yeah, this one's called Still Alive. Still no more, I'm frozen in place. And I've heard stories of a foreign war. You better live your life fast-paced. And I'll keep telling you that I'm not scared, not me, no way. 'Cause nothing can bring me down if I'm still alive at the end of the day. With eyes still open, the air holds me, my heart still beating. I found it there outside my door, some things you can't replace. No fury like a woman scorned, dark hair, dark eyes, red lace. And I'll keep telling you that I'm not scared, not me, no way. Nothing can bring me down if I'm still alive at the end of the day. With eyes still open, the air holds me, my heart still beating, the earth underneath. Walls to keep my fears away. Haunted halls are never dark at all. You can see my changing face. And I'll keep telling you that I'm not scared, not me, no way. Nothing can bring me down if I'm still alive at the end of the day. With eyes still open, the air holds me, my heart still beating, the earth underneath my still turning, my legs still run, and I won't stop searching until my time is done. Until my time is done. Until my time is done. Thank you very much. So my favorite thing to write songs about is stories that I hear. So this one time I was at like a steakhouse, and on the back of a menu they had stories about all these outlaws from the 1800s. And I read about this one woman named Pearl Hart, and she was one of the last known stagecoach robberies. They put her to trial and locked her up, and she ended up escaping from jail. She dug a hole in the wall and just climbed right out. But I mean, she did time for her crimes, and in no way am I condoning stagecoach robberies. But this is a song about her. It's called The Ballad of Pearl Heart. Ran away at 17 with Mr. Hart and his wedding ring. I never much really cared for this town. And he promised me no trouble, I swear, till it all came tumbling down. And I never really much cared for this town. So get me out, I'm on the lam. Dead or alive, you better catch me if you can. He was a scoundrel and he was a thief and he was a rambling man. So I headed back towards my hometown. But I couldn't stay in that awful place, so I headed out westbound. Found my luck, it turned around. So get me out, I'm on the lam. Dead or alive, you better catch me if you can. Guns in the air, me with my revolver and you with your Colts. Four wheels to a stop and we're leaving with your gold. Well, you can hunt me down and lock me up to wait for a trial, but don't you underestimate my strength. I'll leave a hole in the plaster and get away faster than any man ever would think. 'Cause I never really much cared for this town. So get me out, I'm on the lam. Dead or alive, you better catch me if you can. Guns in the air, me with my revolver and you with your Colt. Four wheels to a stop and we're leaving with your gold. Four wheels to a stop and we're leaving with your gold. Four wheels to a stop and we're leaving with your gold. Thank you. So I've been a musician in some way or form my whole life. I started on a glockenspiel when I was 4, just like a little toy in this little thing called Kinder music. I remember it vaguely, I guess. But music has always felt like home to me. I may not be the best musician, but I sure do love it with all my heart. So this song's called Lead Me Home. In some ways I am saying it's a part of me, like I'm the river and the trees, and all at once there's nothing smaller than me, like some ripple for eternity, goes on and on and on, on and on and on, and I hear the sound of music. Lead me home to it. I memorized the view on lanes of stone, where seasons change and we were grown. Passed along all the things you've ever known, and braved the nights that froze below, below, low, low, low. Like a carousel, don't hide yourself away, come on and hold me now. I feel it like what all the people talk about. It's got my head a spinning all around, 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 and I hear gravity, like the moon calls to the sea. And I hear the sound of music. Lead me home to it. And I hear the sound of music. Lead me home to it. Thank you. So I'm just kind of assuming that everyone here knows the story of Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein created a monster of sorts, a monster who had an existential crisis and was very lonely and basically killed his entire family. So this is what this song is about. It's called Crimes. When I was a child, I didn't have to be afraid. I hadn't yet created the wretched thing that I did. I can't travel far enough. I can't find a place to hide where the devil's evil eyes can't find me. I know your crimes, I know your malice, and I'd climb the tallest peaks of mountains to claim my revenge. Is this what I deserve? How could I ever have known? Was your fingerprints upon their thrones? I know your crimes, I know your malice, and I'd climb the tallest peaks of mountains to claim my revenge. And all around me fall to reality's violent call. Around me fall to reality's violent. I know your crimes, I know your malice, and I'd climb the tallest peaks of mountains to claim my revenge. Oh, I'll claim my revenge. Oh. Thank you. So I don't write a lot of love songs. It's just not my style, even though I'm very much in love, and I believe in love, and I definitely think it's great and amazing. But so I only have one on my set list today. And this song is called Floored. It's about being speechless. In the middle, you meet me, I'm floored. You've been up for a while, your brain is going 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I'm wordless for the right thing to say. You got me feeling like I'm flowers in May. Like a canvas to be covered up in paint. Like a laugh that just can't be contained. And it's all right with me if you never leave. I will drive, you sing along. I will call and you respond, you're steady. Feeling like I've found a piece of something everybody needs, I'm ready. And I'm searching for the right thing to do. Feeling like we're skies of brightest blue. Like a window with ocean views. Like a sunset that no picture can outdo. And it's all right with me if you never leave. And I can't help but see the stars when I look up to find you there. You'd be the moon, the brightest part of the sky at night from anywhere. And I'm breathless at the thought of us, feeling like I'm shaking off the dust. I'm filled up with just enough, glowing like the earth at dusk. And it's all right with me if you never leave. Thank you very much. So this next song you can find on my Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere like that, on my website, katieangemusic.com. It's called Blame. It's about a road trip I took once. Dotted lines lead out of town where no one knows your name. And my palms read none but nightmares. Flee from whence you came. You can feel the road reach for you and invite you in to abandon your troubles again. And my heart beats some irregular, twisted guessing game. Should've known we'd end up out here. I've only gotten myself to blame. You can feel the road reach for you and invite you in. seasons change, when I find a different soil buried beneath my soles each day. But I won't plant my roots here, I won't be fenced in, and I've only got myself to blame. I've only got myself to blame. You can feel the road reach for you and invite you in to abandon your troubles again. Oh, and the road twists uncontrollably beneath my wheels. I'll call it home here, always changing like the way I feel. Thank you. So one time I was reading and I realized how many words for being nervous there was, how many sayings for being nervous there was in the English language. Sorry, I gotta drop my pick for just a second. So I found it funny that there's so many idioms for being nervous, and I tend to get nervous a lot of the time, a little nervous, a little anxious. So I wrote this song about it. It's called Tongue-Tied. Eggshells, finding places where the stones don't shake beneath me, all is well. If only time could pick a moment and freeze in earthquakes, the epicenter shaking like wind through the leaves, and all I say are apologies and reasoning to comfort me. Afraid of my own shadow on the edge of my seat, blood running cold, my heart misses a beat on pins and needles, jumping out of my skin, tongue-tied, and I'm at my wit's end. Hurricane whirls around me, pulling all my pieces in. Another day, running through the motions again. My hiding place, the only place that I have left to lay my head. My heart will race every time that I attempt to leave my bed. Afraid of my own shadow on the edge of my seat, blood running cold, my heart misses a beat on pins and needles, jumping out of my skin, tongue-tied, and I'm at my wit's end. And I'm carefully calculating all of my steps, abandon inhibitions and take what is left. Finding the right words proves harder every day. Let go of all the things standing in your way. Afraid of my own shadow on the edge of my seat, blood running cold, my heart misses a beat on pins and needles, jumping out of my skin, tongue-tied, and I'm at my wit's end, tongue-tied, tongue-tied, Thank you very much. This next song is called Spirals. It's about a trip I took to southern Utah, saw some ancient Anasazi ruins, and read some things about spirituality and symbols, and I thought that it was all very beautiful. How we all kind of come from the same place. Red dust and the prickle of the summer heat. Solstice shines through spirit windows, patient, knowing when to let go. Let go. The silence speaks. My heart beats like the rhythm of a calling drum. Says this is where you came from. See, but believe in those that follow. Carry on like endless wind blows. Wind blows. The silence speaks. My heart beats like the rhythm of a calling drum. Says this is where you came from. Shadows over me, like endless darkness I cannot know, longing for time to slow. And time slows, the silence speaks. My heart beats like the rhythm of a calling drum. Says this is where you came from. Thank you guys so much. I got a few more songs for y'all tonight. This next song was a challenge. I was challenged to write a song about my favorite animal, and I thought that was a kind of a silly request. My favorite animal is a seahorse. So I thought about what it is like a seahorse is all about, and I thought about how they wrap their little tails around the grass so that they don't float away, because they don't exactly have these big fancy fins or anything. They're kind of shaped all weird. So I thought that that's kind of like their livelihood is holding on, and I kind of related that to humans and how we find something good to hold on to, and it keeps us going. So this song is called Float Away. There's a current coming through, and no one here knows what to do but be carried somewhere new. There's an enemy coming closer. Fear it reigns my day to day until it's over. If I let go, float away. my colors for to see. Here I am in my surroundings, hidden by light that covers me. The grass grows tall day by day, and I grow too, I make my way, holding on, and I will sway. If I let go, I'll float away, float away, float away. So I'm holding on, and I will sway, float away, float away. From something small comes a melody. It swirls and moves just like the sea. Swells and waves, they capture me. The ever-changing remedy. If I let go, I'll float away, float away, float away. So I'm holding on, and I will sway, float away, float away. Thank you so much. And if you're at home watching this, thanks for tuning in. My name is Katie Ainge. You can listen to my music online at katieangemusic.com. It should be on your screen or something like that. This next song I wrote while I was on tour a couple years ago. There was a lot of things going wrong, and then all of a sudden everything fell into place. And it seemed like an interesting thing to write a song about. So the song's called Falling Into Place. There's a feeling that you get when you're where you're meant to be, when you miss the downpour but only by a beat, when what you need comes right before it's too late, and you're back on the road again after only one day, and it's falling into place. The pieces are falling, falling into place. There's a feeling that you get when you see the road from here. All the twists and turns and exit signs have made themselves clear. Bolts from the blue has put you in your place, and you're racing hard and shaking hands have been replaced, and it's falling into place. Pieces are falling, falling into place. Like a crack of thunder, like waking in the middle of the night. Like the first chord of my favorite song, you came into my life, and I'm left to wonder what it is I have to learn to love and to be loved in return, and it's falling into place. The pieces are All right, so I think I got time for one more here. This next song's about when life gets hard. It's called Easy. Every sunrise is the same through broken eyes, waiting for the world to come take you by surprise. Wild forces wait for you outside closed doors, but you don't face them anymore. Don't go back to where it all gets lost. Time drags on, and it never was easy. No, it never was easy. All is numb, but the time will come when you compare what is not to what it is should be there. Outside windows, there's a vast and open sky. See a sliver of blue from where you lie. Don't go back to where it all gets lost. Time drags on, and it never was easy. No, it never was easy. Let the clock fall to the ground. Shattered numbers lost their sound. Let the moon bring you down, and the sun pick you up and all around. And don't go back to where it all gets lost. Time drags on, and it never was easy. No, it never was easy. Easy. No, it never was easy. Thank you guys so much, and thank you to IAMA for having me tonight. Have a wonderful evening.
All right, thank you. Katie Ainge, yay. Thank you, Katie. Great set. A few years back, IAMA used to sponsor a television program called The Bruin Bistro that was produced by Salt Lake Community College. Scott Iverson was kind of the brainchild of Scott Iverson out there. And I remember Katie played one of our early shows a few years back, and her songwriting keeps getting better and better. So great set. All righty, so next up we have Winterwood. They've been around a few years. Paul Hansen, Lonnie Hockett, Richard Smelling, and Tammy Nolte. Going to do a kind of little folk bluegrass stuff for us, which will be lots of fun. They played our Labor Day show last year. If you watched that from Carolyn's Garden, it was a great, great show, and we're glad to have them back here for the April local concert series. So again, big thanks to ZAP, the Zoo Arts and Parks Council, kind of our main live stream here during the pandemic, helping us go on with some grant money and keeping these shows alive. And of course, all the IAMA members out there, thanks for keeping your membership going. And as I mentioned earlier, hopefully starting next month, we'll be able to have a live audience again here at the local concert show. So Couple of exciting pieces of news. Bluegrass Saturday night, our annual little free bluegrass festival that we do down at the Gallivan Center is going to take place August the 7th, Saturday night, August the 7th. So the lineup is to be determined, but that's exciting news as we hopefully all get back to normal here. Thanks to Danny Malin and Matt Seabury for helping us out with sound tonight, and for everybody tuning in. And again, make sure you support your artists. We have the various Venmo, PayPal addresses here at the bottom of the screen. So if you like what you hear, send these hardworking musicians a few dollars. It's much appreciated. Okay, these guys are getting set up, and looking forward to a great set from Winterwood.
Thank you, Todd. I was thinking, as he was talking about this band and how long we've been around, in 2 years, we'll have been around 50 years. That's a long time of longevity. Winterwood's roots go back to about 1973, and so we have been around a long time, but what a great joy it's been, and how much we appreciate IAMA for supporting local musicians. And what a treat to listen to Katie Ainge tonight. Katie, great job.
Good job, Katie. Good job.
First time I've heard her live, and I just loved it. I thought it was just absolutely wonderful. Thank you. All of the songs on our set tonight have actually been requested. When people who've kind of been Winterwood followers found out we were going to be here, we started to get emails, and so many of the songs tonight are requests, and it's been a long time since we've been able to play together. We got a little getaway to Lake Havasu for a week or so and tried to dust off a little of the rust. So let's go. 1, 2, 3.
For you, brother.
You never sounded better.
You guys sound better without me.
Not even.
Let's do a bass solo. Every night we light a candle that stands beside our bed. Sometimes the flame's too much to handle. That's what you said. That's what you said. You should know. Build a fire within me and you made it burn. I'll be watching every move, matching every turn. Your green eyes, they don't miss a thing. They hold me like the sun going down. without a sound. Uh-huh. You were waiting until I heard, just as gentle as the love light in your eye. You never threw away a word or ever talked in a disguise, not to know you were a beacon to a sailor lost at sea. I saw it in your eye when you looked at me so openly. Your green eyes, they don't miss a thing. Hold me like the sun going down. Hold me like the fire in the night, without a sound. Without a sound. First time I ever saw your laughter, gray loose inside, tumble out to me. My heart knew it had found what it was after, and it came so easily. You should know through all the hard, lonely time. Nowadays go by like best friends storyline, just yours and mine. Your green eyes, they don't miss a thing. Hold me like the sun going down. Warm me like a fire in the night, without a sound. Uh-huh. Without a sound. Without a sound. Without a sound. Without a sound.
No.
Good.
Are you plugged in? Now?
That's what my wife says.
Oh, don't go there.
She
That
tells-
sounds terrible.
It does.
What I meant to say was,
Yeah, we know.
then she knows I'm not dead.
In a time of trouble, as the war drew near, I became a soldier, a Virginia volunteer. Left my farm and family as I fell in step. I heard my Peggy crying on the Shenandoah Wind. Take this pack from my shoulder, let me rest here, friend. Tell my Peggy I love her, and I'll be home on the Shenandoah Wind. days were hot and dusty, the nights were bitter cold. Followed General Jackson down the valley road. Met the Yankee army through the smoke and din. I could hear the crying of the Shenandoah wind. Take this pack from my shoulder, let me rest here, friend. Tell my Peggy I love her, and I'll be home on the Shenandoah wind. The valley, wander in the hills, whisper on the water, and blow across the field. Through the Blue Ridge Mountains to a place so dear, where I kiss my Peggy and I dry her tears. Take this pack from my shoulder, let me rest here, friend. Tell my Peggy I love her, and I'll be home on the Shenandoah wind. I'll be home on the Shenandoah wind. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you of those who have tuned in to hear us, and those of us that are plugged in, and those maybe that are not plugged in. Welcome tonight. We are the Winterwood Band, and we hope that you'll enjoy the songs that we do for you tonight. We try to do a little variety of feel-good comfort music. In way of introductions, off to my very right, your left is somebody that anyone who's been involved with IAMA knows. Lonnie's been a part of it for many, many years, playing guitar, backup guitar. Lonnie Hockett, everybody.
Thank you.
The newest member of our band, and boy, are we glad she's here. She adds a little class to this group. Great vocal harmonies. We all kind of came together in Weezer about 4 years ago when we were doing some shows in Weezer for the National Old Time Fiddlers, and she was right there to help us out, and can't say enough about her. Tammy Nolte, everybody.
Yeah.
Off to my left, I've known this guy longer than I haven't, and I think that's a bad sign. But anyway, singer, songwriter, great guitarist. In fact, when I first heard him play guitar, I put my guitar away for 10 years and never touched it because I figured, what was the use? What was the why try? Anyway, a great friend, great guitar player, and the founder of the Winterwood Band, Mr. Paul Hansen.
Hey, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you. And this guy over here, Richard Schmeling on mandolin, one of my best friends. We've grown up and old together. If you asked our wives how long we've been playing together, they'd tell you too long, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's?
But
Mr. Richard Schmeling on mandolin.
thank you.
Winterwood has released 4 recordings over the years, and this song is on our latest recording, which is called Virgin Snow. If any of you are interested in getting any of those CDs, you can reach out to any member of the band, and we'll give you all the information and get one to you. This song is called Here We Go. Maybe we
talk this over. Maybe we should take it slow. Too far gone, no turning back now. Here I am, there you are, here we go. You know I can't live without you. I know you just can't say no. Shooting stars already falling. Here I am, there you are, and here we go. This love might last forever. Darling, that's the way the story goes. Maybe we should talk this over. I'm about to lose control. Shooting stars already falling. Here I am, there you are, here we go. Maybe we should talk this over. I'm about to lose control. Shooting star already falling. Here I am, there you are, here we go. Here I am, there you are, and here we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's a little country song that one of our favorite friends, I think, doesn't Steve Fillmore do this? Well, whether he does or he doesn't, we like it. And in fact, when I heard the person I kind of heard this from was Mike Iverson. Mike, if you're out there, hello, and thank you for your contribution to this song, because you were my inspiration to bring this to the Winterwood Band, and we're sure enjoying it. Called Colorado Trail. Ready? Ride all the lonely night, ride through the day, keep that herd a moving on its way. Weep all you little rains, wail, wind, wail, all along the Colorado Trail. Eyes like a morning star, cheeks like a rose. Laura was a pretty gal, everybody knows. Weep all you little rains, wail, wind, the Colorado Trail. Bridle the stormy night, dark is the sky. Wish I'd stayed in Abilene, nice and warm and dry. Weeple, you little rains, wail, winds, wail. Crawl along, along, along the Colorado Trail. Crawl along, along, along the Colorado Trail. Thank you.
This next song is one of my songs, and my little granddaughters always refer to it as the cockroach song, because there's a little line in this song that says to this guy, this cockroach says, you know, you ought to be ashamed. I mean, you have to do something pretty bad to be down on the level with those little critters and be on a first-name basis with them like that. But the only line in the song that talks about a cockroach, and that's the only memorable thing that my little granddaughters remember.
You're twisted. Your strap is twisted. I'm afraid it's going to come off.
There we
you
go.
In an old house by the river stood 200 years. Little Lizzie May was a gypsy name in a house of 1,000 years. Woman I left, she told me, you pay for breaking my heart. And Lizzie May cast a spell that day that saw my troubles start. Well, I just turned round and left her. I really didn't have a clue. Lizzie May cast a spell that day that'd stick to me like glue. My troubles, they came in doubles. My crops all went to waste. My old dog died, I cried and cried, and the old truck rusted away. And all across the fields, and all across the farm, and all across the meadow, they're up into the barn. Oh, black magic, Lizzie cast that spell on me. Oh, black magic. Ah, Lizzie, won't you let me be? dwindled. My friends forgot my name, and an old cockroach crawling across the floor said, "You really ought to be ashamed." And all across the fields, and all across the barn, and all across the meadow, and up into the barn. Oh, black magic, there's a cast that's fell on me. Oh, black magic. Oh, Lizzie, won't you let me be? Well, the years went blowing by, and I came to know that I had nothing at the close of the day. And that old Lizzie May, she never put that spell away, and she carried her secret with her to her grave. Oh, black magic, there's a cast that fell on me. Oh, black magic. Oh, Lizzie, won't you let me be? Oh, Lizzie May, won't you let me be? Oh, let me be.
Thank you. This last year has been quite the year for our family. My sweet wife Kathy and I celebrated our 50th anniversary in February, and in January, on the same day, I lost both of my mother and my father to COVID-related illness, and they would have celebrated their 72nd wedding anniversary this month, actually. And so there is a song that I wrote about my mother. I grew up on a farm, and it was a family farm. I mean, we weren't anything like the Waltons or anything like that, but my dad used to run sheep, and so he spent much of the time during the winter months away in the desert, and in the summer months he was up in the mountains with sheep. And we lived in this big, huge, 2-story red adobe brick house that my great-great-grandfather had built. My mother, she didn't play an instrument, but she loved to dance, and she loved the music of the 40s and 50s. And so on Saturday night, she'd build a big fire in the stove in the kitchen, and she would zero in on the radio to a show called The Hit Parade Show. Any of you, well, I don't think any of you probably remember The Hit Parade Show, but it was the big deal back then because people would listen, and the top 10 songs in the nation would be performed by a group of performers that were on that show. And then people were calling to see what the songs were, what were the top 10. If you missed the show, it was a big deal. My mother would zero that in, and then she'd say to me, come and dance with your mother. And you guys, I'm not a dancer, could never dance. It was the worst thing. I'd say, Mom, I can't dance. She'd go, why not? I said, I don't know how to dance. And she said, no problem. I'll teach you. And she taught me she called the county two-step. Now, the county two-step was a waltz. And I'm sure that the majority of songs we were listening to were not waltzes, but we didn't seem to care as we danced around in the kitchen, me and my mom. Some years ago, I was thinking about my mom teaching me to dance. There is a waltz song that I love to play. It's called Westphalia Waltz. But I wove a song into Westphalia Waltz that's about my mother. And it's on our Seasons of Change CD. And we didn't know what to call it, so we just called it Mom's Westphalia. And we'd like to do it for you.
Today I sat softly when the house was all still. Memories came gently like they sometimes will. I remember my mother, how she taught me to dance the old county two-step, and I'd take my stance. Slide, step, step over, she'd say over again. My little feet would follow them. She'd sing a song from the hit parade show, and maybe her favorite of long, long ago. Slide, step, step over, we'd glide across the floor, while the snow silently fell right outside our door. She taught me to love those songs, and I love them still. From the 40s and 50s, I always will. It's been years since we danced across the floor. I learned to play music, I don't dance anymore. But sometimes when one of those melodies ring, I hear my mother and she softly sings. Slide, step, step over, she'd say over again. My little feet would follow, and then she'd sing a song from the hit parade show, and maybe her favorite long, long ago.
I love you, Mom. I don't know how many of you remember Gene Autry. We have a very, very small audience out here. But out there in TV land or on the internet, Gene Autry was an actor in the 40s and 50s, and he was a cowboy actor, and I always ask the audience if they remember the name of his horse. Of course, if you don't think about it, you tend to shout out Trigger, and that was Roy Rogers. But his horse was Champion. Gene Autry had a sidekick that was with him in all of his movies, Smiley Burnett. And interesting thing about Smiley is that Smiley was anything but a sideman or a sidekick. He was a gifted writer and composer. He composed with Hoagie Carmichael. He composed music for Broadway. He was a very gifted individual. And as a matter of fact, as a side note, the band doesn't know this, but last month, he turned 110 years old.
And how's he doing?
Well, he's not doing too well.
Didn't know that. Oh.
Anyway, so for those of you who remember Gene Autry, now you can really feel old. Steve Fillmore told us this story about this song, and I haven't fact-checked it, except I know that Steve Fillmore does not lie. He is as honest as ever. I hope he's listening in tonight. But Gene Autry and Smiley had been making a film all day long, and they were getting ready in a truck, and they were coming down a mountain road to get down, and Gene Autry says to Smiley Burnett, "I bet you $5 you can't write a song by the time we get to the bottom of the mountain." So, some writers like Smiley, Paul McCartney, they can go to the bathroom and come back with a song. They are just so prolific. I wish I could write like they do on command, but so this song is the one he did. And it made a ton of money for Gene Autry. I hope it made some for Smiley, too. But we're going to do it for you right now. It's called Riding Down the Canyon. Ready? Riding down the canyon to watch the sun go down. A picture that no artist e'er could paint. White-faced cattle lowing on the mountainside. I hear a coyote whining for his mate. Cactus plants are blooming, sagebrush everywhere. Granite spires are standing all around. I tell you folks, it's heaven to be riding down the trail when the desert sun goes down. Are blooming, sagebrush everywhere. Granite spires are standing all around. I tell you folks, it's heaven to be riding down
trail when the desert sun goes down. When the evening chores are over at our ranch house on the plain, and all I've got to do is lay around, I saddle up my pony and go riding down the trail to watch the desert sun go down. Cactus lamps are blooming, sagebrush everywhere, granite flyers standing all around. I tell you folks, it's heaven to be riding down the trail when the desert sun goes down. When the desert sun goes down.
Thank you.
And just by way of a side note, that was my dad's favorite song, and he'd be 119 today. Well,
Today?
This year.
Oh,
And I'm sure
119.
he's doing well.
is he doing well?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's good. He's doing better than Smiley.
Well, I don't know about that.
Maybe they're writing music together up there.
I hope so.
Because your dad was quite the musician.
He was. He was. We're going to feature Lonnie down there on the end. He's gotten requests to do this song. This song is on our latest Winterwood CD, Virgin Snow. It's called Blue Wing.
He had a blue wing tattooed on his shoulder. His cellmate there was little Willie John. Willie, he was once a great blues singer. So Wingin' Willie wrote him up a song. Said it's dark in here, can't see the sky. When I look at this blue wing and I close my eyes and I fly away beyond these walls, up above the clouds, where there ain't no fall on the poor man's dream. They paroled Blue Wing in August 1963. He moved north picking apples to the town of Wenatchee. When the winter finally caught him in a rundown trailer park on the south side of Seattle, where the days grow gray and dark, and he drank and he dreamt a vision where the salmon still ran free. His fathers crossed that wild old Bering Sea, and the land belonged to everyone. There were old songs yet to sing. Now it's narrowed down to a cheap hotel and tattooed prison wings. That is dark in here, can't see the sky. And I look at this blue wing and I close my eyes and I fly away beyond these walls, up above the clouds, where there ain't no fall on a poor man's dream. Well, he drank his way to L.A. That is where he died. No one knew his Christian name, and there was no one there to cry. But I dreamt there was a funeral, a preacher in a cheap pine box. Halfway through the sermon, Blue Wing began to talk. Said, it's dark in here, can't see the sky, but I look at this blue wing and I close my eyes, and I fly away beyond these walls, up above the clouds, where there ain't no fall, on a poor man's dream. Oh yeah, on a poor man's dream. Oh yeah, on a poor man's dream.
Lonnie Hockett.
Thank you, thank you.
You guys are looking at me like,
You're next. You're up. Are you plugged in?
I don't know. Am I upright?
You are upright.
Okay, I guess I am. You always hurt the one you love, the one who loves you most of all. You always take the sweetest rose and crush it till the petals fall. You always break the sweetest heart with a simple word you can't recall. So if I broke your heart last night, it's because I love you most of all. You always hurt the one you love, the one who loves you most of all. You always take the sweetest rose and crush it till the petals fall. You always break the sweetest heart with a simple word you can't recall. So if I broke your heart last night, it's because I love you most of all. It's because I love you most of all. Hey, okay. We got,
I don't particularly like gospel music, but I heard this one done by Kenny and Amanda Smith, who are a bluegrass couple, and it really kind of hit me. Maybe it's because of the stage of life I'm in. This was written by the Easter Brothers, back east somewhere. They are a gospel group, and I guess I didn't even think about this, but how fitting that we would have a semi-gospel number on Easter weekend. And so this is called A Heart That Will Never Break Again. I remember standing at my daddy's bedside as the tears filled the wrinkles on his face. As I held his withered hand, he whispered softly, "Son, I'm going to live in a better place. I'll have eyes that will never fill with teardrops. I'll have legs that will never ache with pain. I'll have hands that will never age and wither, and a heart that'll never break again." I have often heard and read about that city where with Jesus we can live forevermore. There's a mansion in construction for my dwelling, and the streets of gold run right past my front door. And I'll have eyes that will never fill with teardrops. I'll have legs that will never ache with pain. I'll have hands that will never age and wither, and a heart that will never break again. There the eyes of the blind shall be open as they join the victory march of the lame, and the deaf who've never heard the roar of thunder will rejoice when the Savior calls their name. And I'll have eyes that will never fill with teardrops. I'll have legs that will never ache with pain. I'll have hands that will never age and wither, and a heart that will never break again. And I'll have hands that will never fade and wither, and a heart that will never break again. Thank you.
Thank you.
This next song is actually on two of our CDs. My preference is the first one because we captured the steam train in Brighton, Colorado for it. We're proud of this song because this was a multiple category winning song in the American Songwriters Festival some years back, and it's brought us a lot of joy. I was with the Winterwood Band. We didn't have a train song, so I thought maybe I could write one.
Them danged old trains anyway, you know.
There you go. The song is called Last Ride. New York City never was his home. He lived in a boxcar all alone, dreaming of ladies with a toothless grin, hopping the brakes to get home again. He lived on homemade fresh preserves, to drink vanilla extract to calm his nerves. The old men say if he ever got mad, took him 8 long years just to see himself glad. He traveled clean across from the east to the west, but the Midwest towns are what he liked the best. He liked girls in the little farm towns, haystack lovers and beds of down. Wasn't bad looking in his younger life. The old men say he never took a wife. He made it clear his point of view: take advantage of the ladies before they take it of you. Good night, bikers and lonely hitchhikers. Got someone to hold you through. Somewhere in the darkness, the old men are riding, and they got their eyes fixed on you. Good night, bikers and lonely hitchhiker. You got someone, go hold 'em tight. Somewhere in the darkness, an old tramp is riding his last ride tonight. Well, some folks say he's just a no-good man, taking advantage of a generous land. But he's got something over me and you. He does the things he likes to do. The traveling men have all but passed. The planes fly high, the trains go fast. When I hear the old steel wheels whine, in the darkness I can see a cigarette shine. Good night, bikers and lonely hitchhiker. Got someone to hold you through. Somewhere in the darkness, the old men are riding, and they got their eyes fixed on you. Good night, bikers and lonely hitchhiker. You got someone, go hold 'em tight. Somewhere in the darkness, the old tramp is riding his last ride tonight. Well, New York City never was his home. He lived in a boxcar all alone, dreaming of ladies with a toothless grin, hopping the freights to get home again. We got time for one more? Sometimes when we do this song, we ask people if they remember the first time. And we get some of the strangest looks. There's that look like, why is that any business of yours? And then somebody thinks it through for just a minute and they go, well, the first time for what? And you know what? In life, I think I can say that after 71 years, that life is filled with first times. And the secret of joy is to treat every time just like the first. And that's the message in this song, and it's off of our latest CD. It's called First Time. I was nervous the first time she met me in the back seat of her daddy's old car, both wishing that we had a road map, 'cause we had never been quite this far. I remember the first time I promised to honor, to love, and obey an old matrimonial soldier. Said, son, it don't always turn out that way. But the first time's the time you remember, no matter how good it gets. They'll tell you practice makes perfect, but the first time's the one time no one forgets. I remember that first shot of whiskey, the first time I got really high. I said to myself, this is living. The next day, I thought I'd die. And I remember the first time she left me, all alone in that big empty bed. First time I'd ever been speechless, with so much I wish I had said. But the first time's the time you remember, no matter how good it gets. They'll tell you practice makes perfect, but the first time's the one time no one forgets. Life's made up of surprises. Who knows what the fortune may bring? But as long as we keep moving forward, there's a first time for everything. And the first time you become a believer, in the hope that there's a heaven above, is when death lays a hand on the shoulder of someone you truly had loved. So I travel down life's highway, driven by hunger and thirst. I keep telling myself to remember, treat every time just like the first. But the first time's the time you remember, no matter how good it gets. They'll tell you practice makes perfect, but the first time's the one time no one forgets. Yeah, the first time's the one time no one forgets. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you. Have
everyone.
a
Thank
wonderful
you.
Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Winterwood. Paul Hansen, Lonnie Hockett, Tammy Nolte, Richard Smelling. They were great, right? So check them out and get some of their CDs. So thanks all for tuning in tonight. Big thanks for Katie Ainge, who played earlier tonight. And was just a great show. And, of course, Danny Malin and Matt Seabury taking care of our sound. So, again, join us next month in May for the local concert series, and keep an eye out on our Facebook and on our webpage. Hopefully we can get an audience next month, which will be awesome. So, all right, thanks, everybody. Have a great night.